When we were listening to the names being read at Ground Zero today, we noticed, which we actually knew before, that there were 39 sets of twins who perished on the day. And the surviving twins are clearly suffering a loss unlike any other, because twinship, as they sometimes call it, is a unique relationship. We asked ABC's Deborah Roberts to explore this.
Just imagine, if you would, the Twin Towers standing there before they were destroyed, and imagine one of the buildings that was hit and it was burnt out, still standing, but severely damaged, and the other one's gone.
Imagine what it's like to be Greg Hoffman, who lost his identical twin brother Stephen on September 11th. Stephen worked for the bond trading firm Cantor Fitzgerald in the North Tower. What was always two, inseparable from birth, is now one.
We always had that unspoken understanding that we were best friends, that we were there for one another, that we were part of the same, not the same person, but we were connected in a very unique way, in a special way.
Like many twins, Greg and Steve did everything together. They went to the same schools, got jobs in finance, coached youth football, married their college sweethearts.
This is the deal. When you marry Greg, you get Steve. And when you marry Steve, you get Greg.
They thought they would have each other for a lifetime. So, when twins like Greg suddenly lost their other half last September, it was a loss like no other. That morning, Greg was at his desk at Merrill Lynch in Queens. Stephen was in his office on the 104th floor of the World Trade Center.
Do you remember the last conversation that you had with Stephen?
Yeah. It was on the 11th. It was just after 9 o'clock, 9:01. Dialed the cell phone. He picked up, and he's like, "Greg, is that you?" And I go, "Steve, it's Greg. Are you okay?" And he's like, "Greg?" And I go, "Yeah, Steve, it's me." And at that moment, I'm watching my computer screen, and I watch the other plane come bashing into the other building. And the last thing he said was, "Oh my God, look at that." The phone went dead. And that was the last time I had a conversation with Stephen.
I played girls basketball, my sister and I. We were the original Twin Towers.
When Linda McGee and her twin sister Brenda were growing up, they were so close, people referred to them in one breath as Brenda Linda.
Living a life by myself is going to take some getting used to. I'm not used to the I thing, being just me.
Happy birthday to you!
Last year, they celebrated their 40th birthdays together. This year, there was nothing to celebrate.
All my life, I've had someone to share this birthday with, and now I'm by myself. So that was kind of hard. I just stayed in. I refused to do anything. And I found it very, very hard to try to have a birthday without her.
I know that they were around either the north or the south. I know they were around somewhere around here.
Twin New York firefighters Zachary and Andre Fletcher were both ordered to the trade towers on September 11th. Zach was spared. Andre was part of an elite rescue squad that was last seen speeding toward the South Tower.
I said, "I'll see you down there. Look for me." He says, "I will." He says, "Make sure you look for me. I'll see you down there." And that was it. Last words I ever heard from him.
The loss of a twin is going to be a lifetime of effort. I don't think any twin has ever really gotten over the loss of the twin completely.
Nancy Siegel, a twin herself, studies twins and twin loss.
They have had this relationship from the moment of birth. And suddenly to step into the world without the other twin there is a new and unfamiliar and foreign landscape that they don't understand.
A number of them began to gather last February to talk, to tell stories of their twinship. Some are even attending special twin therapy sessions together. Only other twins, they say, understand what they miss.
Being with the twins and just being able to open up in a way that you necessarily can't open up with a spouse has been a saving grace and a blessing for me.
Would you say your relationship, your bond with your twin, was still stronger somehow than that of your spouse?
Yeah, without doubt.
All of you?
Unquestionably. It's a different type of bond.
And now Zach, Linda, and Greg feel a particular responsibility to be there for the children of their departed twins. Greg has been teaching his niece Madeline to surf alongside his daughter Madison.
Everybody says, "Are you sisters?" And we're like, "No, we're identical cousins."
Actually, the girls are not far off the mark. because their fathers were identical twins, genetic carbon copies of each other. So remarkably enough, genetically speaking, Madeline is as closely related to Greg as his own daughter, which may help explain their special bond.
Does it bother her that you look so much like her dad?
You know what? I'm sure it's sometimes more, I think it's more good than bad, because I think the one thing she'll get at that, she'll get to see someone who looks almost just like her dad as he would have looked growing older.
As for the twins themselves, each look in the mirror is a reminder of their missing part.
There's so much potential and so many dreams that are just squashed. So many things we want to do together as twins.
I just always assumed she would always be there. We always said when we get older together, we're going to live together. We're going to be together. We just assumed we would just always be together.
The twinless twins of September 11th are struggling to move forward, trying to honor the memory of their twinship.
We're the ones left to carry their dreams and their banner and what they died for, our freedom and all these things on. It's not easy. It's very, very hard sometimes, but you know, that's what we have to do.
Reminded again of how many people have spoken to us today and have been so eloquent about their pain and their challenges.